Angry Joe put out a piece about 2 weeks ago on Star Citizen. You guys are slacking. Usually you let me know right away when a big YouTuber is talking about Star Citizen. I'll let you off the hook this time. Angry Joe, I'll fill you in a little secret here. Angry Joe is actually a fan of Star Citizen. He backed the project very, very early on with the Constellation game package, and he's met the devs. Actually, I bumped into Joe and other Joe at CitizenCon 2016. Angry Joe was there talking to some devs. And other Joe I met in line at the food trucks for Benny's Noodles. Both very nice guys. So what does Angry Joe have to say about Star Citizen? Well, the other two guys around him don't follow it as closely as he does. Not that he follows very closely, but he's at the same place that most of you and I probably are in Star Citizen. That is, we're playing the alpha. We like playing it. Not that he plays it all the time, but we're okay with where it is. And we also keep on buying new ships. Much to the confusion of a lot of people who don't follow the game. Why do people do this? And he's going to talk about this. Actually, we'll play this clip now, and I'll pause and interject when needed. Here we go.
In Star Citizen news...
What? They actually have an update?
Well, there's an update every quarter with the patches, but yes, let's go.
We need to get the air horns are on there. Air horns and a fart noise, so you guys can just be pushing buttons the whole time. All right, Chris Roberts was on the Star Citizens forum. And there were some people who always post on the Star Citizens forum. Some of them are people who have spent thousands of dollars.
All right, just to backtrack, they are talking about that big post Chris Roberts made in the forums. We covered that in the video 2 weeks ago also, so this is them covering the same topic.
On the game, play every single day, and they're like, look, we're just disappointed because it's taken so long, nothing seems to be getting done. You have a preview to an upcoming potential roadmap, a preview to the preview of the roadmap, and it's not satisfying, and we're upset. Chris Roberts responded in like a huge response to this person saying, and first he kind of chastised him, said, look, we don't respond. This is not the way to get a response from us. The ad hominem attacks, like, this is inappropriate. But because I've seen that you've constantly put, spent money, I'm going to respond to you, and went pretty in depth about the things that are happening. Mostly it was nonsense PR speech. Mostly.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to say? He haven't read the post, but he had to throw in something, I guess, right? Oh, either Joe. Nice guy, though.
But eventually he got to one of the final things in there. Let me scroll down.
Get the nugget.
Yeah.
Right.
I can promise you the gameplay I described is not a pipe dream, nor will it take 10 to 20 years to deliver. And so that's the phrase.
Okay, that little quote there, when Chris Roberts said it's not going to take 10 or 20 years to deliver, that got taken out of context big time, because what Chris Roberts was doing, he was paraphrasing a comment which the original poster made. The original poster said, I don't have to wait another 10 or 20 years, and Chris Roberts says it's not going to take 10 or 20 years, and that got taken out of context all over the media by Chris Roberts saying it's not going to take 10 or 20 years, it's only going to take 9 years, exactly what other Joe said there. But again, taken out of context is what happened, but continue.
Yeah, I've actually talked with hardcore streamers of the game, and I'm like, just be honest with me, what do you think? They say 5 years.
From now?
Yep, 5 years. 5 years to get everything the way they promised it in the future, 5 years.
Okay, but here's the thing. I'll agree. Joe is correct here. If Angry Joe came to me and said, Montoya, you are so wise and know so much about Star Citizen, how long do you think it'll take to get everything in? I would say 5 years too. But here's the thing. 5 years for everything. And the thing is, the game isn't going to be suddenly released with everything coming out at the same time. Right now, we're waiting for 3.11 to drop any day now. Soon over that, about 3.12. And then we're in 4.0. That's on iCache, server meshing. All these things are needed to get the next jump point in to go to the next system, Pyro. It's not going to take 2 years or 7 years for the next system. I see an accelerated pace of development coming within 2 years from now. But here's the thing with Star Citizen. It's not going to be a game which is suddenly released. We're playing it right now, and then Pyro system's coming out, we keep on playing it, and that system will be added, we keep on playing it. Before you know it, we're 2-3 years in, and there's multiple systems in, and there's a lot of gameplay loops, and there's a lot of game happening, but not every single small feature is in yet. It's going to be a very gradual release to the point where everything is in, and in fact, even after 5 years, it's not going to stop there. The game is under constant development. The game isn't suddenly it's not like Skyrim, where suddenly there's the game and then that's it, and there's no more, and there's a DLC maybe. No, in Star Citizen, it's going to be a game which is under constant development, always evolving. So there's no date or a deadline where suddenly everything is in. It's going to be a constant growing and evolving game. But I agree for the most part, at least 5 years from now, until every small thing is in, plausible.
Now, I say, why then don't they just tell people it's going to be 5 years? It's coming out 2025, right?
They can't get the money.
No, that's exactly right, Joe.
Like,
because they can't sell the ships, people will stop buying and be like, well, I'll just wait until 2025. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that, because there are a lot of backers in my position. And that is, we're playing the alpha, we're enjoying it. And if Star Citizen tomorrow said, you know what, guys, 2025 is the date, will that make me stop buying ships in the game? And the answer to that, and the answer that a lot of the backers I know, is no. Why? I have a certain gaming budget every single month. I say, you know what, I'm going to put $60, $80 a month towards games. Now, there are months which go by where there's nothing to play. In fact, the games I have on my schedule right now are Star Wars Squadrons and Cyberpunk, and that's basically it for the rest of the year. So what am I buying in December or January or February or March? There's nothing on my radar. Guess what I'm doing with that money? Guess what I'm doing with the $200-$300 that I would have put into playing games that I'm not doing anything with now? I'm going to put it into the next ship that comes out. If they put out some new fancy Corvette with a railgun, CIG, listening? You seriously need a Corvette class with a giant railgun on it. That's where my money is going. So it doesn't matter when Star Citizen says they'll release. I will keep on backing and putting money in because I'm just not spending my money on anything else. Right? Agree? Post below your comments. Let me know.
Yeah, that's the reason why. That's my theory.
Okay,
A good
I think
theory,
that
but
my theory
no.
is they're going to come out with the game in a couple of years. It won't be finished at all, and then they're going to try to do like the No Man's Sky thing where it's like, look, it's not done, but the foundation's there, and then they'll fix.
Again, terrible examples. No Man's Sky, there was no game with No Man's Sky. And a lot of people in media keep on making this comparison, and it's simply wrong. And let me explain why. No Man's Sky, there was no game. And then Sunday and launch day, there was a game. Star Citizen, we're playing it right now. We're in there. Well, it's in my here's our computer right now. I was playing it earlier. So it's not as if they're saying, here you go, guys. Here's the foundation that we built. The foundation is in right now, and they're building it as we go. It's progressing always. So he's wrong in making the comparison, in my opinion. Completely wrong. You cannot compare that to a game which is currently being played in an open world setting right now versus one which was not available to anyone and then suddenly released on day one.
It out in 5 years. It'll get to the point in 5 years. So the rest of the statement goes on to say he describes systems we either have working or are working on. We've even shown early versions of some of this, like Fire on Inside Star Citizen. I can't promise you exactly what quarter will come together, but once the new roadmap web work is done. So apparently it's just the web work for the roadmap. They haven't figured out how.
Okay, they're going on the whole roadmap for the roadmap story. Now, we all made fun of that, but you got to keep in mind that I don't work in game development. I don't pretend to know everything. But when Xylo goes, we are really putting a lot of thought into making this roadmap to better let you understand what's happening. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Let me see what you're thinking, because I can't make the call. Yeah, we mocked it. Oh, they're going to give us a roadmap of the roadmap. There. But let's see what they're thinking. I will withhold further judgment until we see what they present us with. At this point, Angry Joe has lost interest, and he's now on his phone. Look at him go.
Make the post.
Swipe left.
You'll be able to see the team's progress to achieving what I describe in real time. So, promises now that this isn't a scam. But like Reddit decided to point out, because the people on Reddit are wonderful. It's like, hey, this is exactly what scammers do. It's like, no.
All right, so now referring to the old trope Star Citizen is a scam. Look, you got to give it to them. Back in 2013, 2014, when the game was just out of Kickstarter and you had no idea if they could continue funding, and if there was no game, how would they raise funds? Absolutely. But this year was a record year in funding for Star Citizen. Subscribe and stay tuned, because I'm going to show another video later this week. I'll wait for the end of the month. So Thursday we'll do a video about how the funding has been going. It's a record year. It's a record year. And if this was a scam, then why are there 600 employees going to work every single day developing this game, giving us updates 3, 4, 5 times a week on the status of it? No, it's old and tired that, Star Citizen is a scam. It's just not true. And he's going to say, yeah, I don't believe it anymore either. Angry Joe, chime in, go.
No, I promise it's not a scam. Keep buying me more things. Now, I don't think that Star Citizen is a scam. I think that they're trying to put out a game. I just think that they are. He said we're not incompetent. I think they're incompetent. I think they mismanage their time. They overpromise. They're going to underdeliver.
Fair enough. Look, that's very fair criticism. Early on in the early days, and this ties into what Chris Roberts just posted that they're discussing there. Chris Roberts came out with a bunch of dates. He goes, by 2015, you'll have this. And in 2016, we'll have all this. And those dates came and went, and there was nothing. You will note that Chris Roberts no longer gives deadlines, because he constantly overpromised and missed all the deadlines all the time. They're in a better place now, where they don't give us the deadlines, but they do give us a roadmap and go, this is how things are progressing. And Chris Roberts, in that big post they're discussing, was unapologetic and goes, it'll be ready when it's ready. I'm not going to give you a date, which is the way it should have been done right from the beginning.
And they are selling people real estate in a game that doesn't exist, and it's horseshit. And I think
he's touching on the sale of the Pioneer ship there, where they sold land claims. Now, if you bought the ship, you got a land claim, which you can buy an area or land on a moon or a planet, which don't exist yet. Now, in my opinion, as far as funding a game, selling land in a game which isn't really out yet, and people are buying it, genius from a business perspective. But from gaming advocate perspective, is that right to do? And Angry Joe will be like, yeah, I don't agree with that, and that's what they're discussing there. Maybe not a good idea to get people to buy land claims for a virtual land which doesn't even exist yet.
That kind of monetization, and it's like, it's anti-consumer, it's anti-gamer, and we should be against everything that they're doing other than making
we
games.
Can kind of
don't
agree
sell
that.
Spaceships and then more spaceships. Like, give people a realistic time frame.
Well, no, they do have to sell spaceships and more spaceships, because that's how the game is funded. And as I explained early on there, when I have $200-300 that would have gone to other games, but there's simply no other games that interest me, who are you to tell me what I should do with my hard-earned money? If I want to go buy myself a JPEG of a spaceship with my money, why shouldn't I? It's my money, right?
So I'm more or less against it, but I don't think it's a scam. I think it's a scam. You think that there's just no game at all, and they're just...
I think the people that...
Well, obviously, they keep on saying there's no game at all. There is a game. There's people playing right now. What was the numbers they gave us? There's a 2,000-3,000 concurrent playing. There's a fair amount of people playing the game all the time, every single day. So that argument of there is no game is either ignorance or just not understanding how this is working.
Long game, Alex.
Yeah.
The people, it's not a scam. The people that, I mean, it will materialize in 5 years. People that are still there, still spending money, are the people that, like, I do not care, Joe.
There we go.
I don't care when this game comes out. I'm fine with just doing what I'm doing now. That's the people that are still,
they're like, the
engaged.
alpha is good enough for me.
Yeah.
And I'll...
Angry Joe called it. Look, and he speaks to people like you and I who back this game. And like, are we biting our nails and waiting for 2025? No, we're playing the game right now. And here's a new ship, and here's a new game loop, and here's a new system opening up, and there's new features coming in. We keep on playing, and the game keeps on being developed. And Angry Joe is saying exactly that. So he's got it there on the nose. He understands how backers are still back in the game. The other two guys I don't think understand as well as he does. But Angry Joe has his finger on the pulse of what's happening with Star Citizen.
And
I'll buy
just
a
continue to
$8,000 ship.
This is what I like to do.
Right.
This is, I stream on these bare bones modes and things, and I just wait for the next promise. Some people like that anticipation, just being always anticipating something amazing.
The exhale, like, I don't get it. Hey, I understand. You understand too, right? This does look very, very strange from the outside looking in. Not everyone gets it. Angry Joe gets it. The other guys, not so much.
Yeah. They
And
should
giving him
become
money.
backers of the Angry Joe Show
Yeah.
and Mobile Infantry.
We promise
will
we'll be good
actually
in 5 years.
We actually upgrade
Maybe
our
less than
equipment
that.
and make good on the investments in our... I hope Star Citizen will make good.
I do too, because
Moving on.
honestly, I
What's
feel
the
bad
next
for those
fucking
people.
Well, that wraps it up. But overall, fair commentary. Angry Joe got it right. The other two guys, they're getting there. And look, you can't blame them. This is a difficult concept to understand. Open development, crowd-funded. They sell spaceships. They sell land on virtual planets and moons, which doesn't exist. It's really weird from the outside looking in. But hey, coming along. So anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about this clip. Thumbs up, subscribe. You know what to do. I catch you in the next thrilling episode of Montoya Talks About Stuff. Cheers.